This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 651 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for February 25th, 2025. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the show. I am so glad you guys are here joining us as always. And I'm not by myself. I'm also joined with Tracy, Michelle, and Lee. And this week, we are going to continue our countdown to the opening of Epic Universe by taking a look at CityWalk. But before we get started, UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug. Thanks, Chris. Always good hearing from you. So let's get into this. So CityWalk is the dining, shopping, and entertainment hub of the current Universal Orlando Resort and can be broken down into shopping, entertainment, quick service dining, and bars and full service dining, as well as being the hub to most of the on-site hotels.
It's weird because I've been thinking about this. It's weird to know what to call things now because when Epic opens and you've got those three hotels... What is that going to be called? Is Universal Orlando Resort then all of it?
Yeah, I would assume so.
But then that's weird.
Because
just like Walt Disney World Resort.
is resort, and they're all
but it's not part
spread
of it.
out.
It's like but it's not the same.
Why isn't it?
Because it's not. Disney World is spread out. This is one hub, two hubs, two bits separated. It's weird. I don't think I will ever. If I refer to the entire thing as Universal Orlando Resort.
Would Universal Escape be better for you?
Epic Universe Resort, Universal Orlando Resort.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it's the Universal Orlando Resort.
I think that's good. I do think they need to make a downtown Disney-esque thing, but that's a whole different episode altogether.
You mean kind of halfway between to bridge that gap?
You mean International Drive? Just buy I Drive.
Sure. With all the butterbeer crepes they're going to be selling, they can afford it.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with shopping.
Yes. Now, this just to preface with, this is about the only place in the world that I actually enjoy shopping.
I don't even know.
So, yes. There are much less shopping opportunities at CityWalk than there used to be. But we still have the main Universal Studios store, which is currently undergoing some expansion to include a new Harry Potter section, which will include a butterbeer bar. Interesting. And also a dedicated Super Nintendo section, and these are both expected to open this year. There's also the Epic Universe Preview Centre, Hart and Huntington's, and the Rock Shop, as well as merchandise carts scattered around.
I feel like shopping's such a small part of CityWalk now, which I'm not
It is.
against.
It's eating now.
Yeah, and entertainment. It's funny because I've said this many times. When we first went to Universal Orlando back in the day, CityWalk wasn't even in our peripheral, even though we walked through it to get where we went to go. It was
a corridor.
That was it.
Really? You never stopped and did dining or
Never
hung out at after the parks?
So the first time that we ever ate at CityWalk was 2009 on our third trip.
Wow.
Other than that, it was just a walkthrough. We never...
Was that the cowfish fiasco?
No, that was 2013. No, we went to Bubba Gump. We'll get to there later. But yeah, it wasn't something that we ever cared about at all. And now, I'd quite happily spend a day there, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could easily do that now.
But I like the fact that they got rid of... It was weird when you had Quiet Flight and... Fossil. Was Fossil
it was
there?
Fossil,
and what
yeah.
was the other one?
Fossil was
Fossil
there,
was one that
yeah.
you cut through.
Yeah.
They took the corner off. Yeah, what was on the corner?
There was another one that they got rid of when they opened that
There's
studio
some kind of little
store,
toy
wasn't there?
store.
Yeah. There was
Pick. Pick, yes.
Wow.
Around the
God,
corner,
that
yes.
is
Yeah, they had all
going
those-
way
I loved
back.
Pick. Never bought anything.
Yeah, they
but I
always had
loved
cool
it.
stuff in there.
Yeah.
But no one ever went in there. There was never anyone in there when you went.
No, because it didn't actually
It was
fit
weird.
the vibe.
I think it did fit CityWalk, quite honestly.
It was like an IKEA toy shop type thing.
It was weird.
Yeah, I agree with Tracy on that one. It was an odd placement of stuff in there.
Yeah. I
Because
think
it just looked like to me it felt like a comic convention
Yes.
booth,
Yes.
right? That has just like knickknacks from like
Yeah.
different countries and things like that.
Which honestly, I would love it, and Krista would love it now too, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of like, Japanese like toys and things and like
Yeah.
that in there.
Yeah, it reminded me. I don't know that you have Flying Tiger over there.
I don't know what that is.
Place in the Metro Centre that's it was just lots of little knickknacks and things. I used to drag you in every now and again. Not the Metro Centre, Eldon Square. Anyway, so
Like Harper's Bazaar, like that
kind of
thing.
yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's Danish. I think, and it's again, yeah, it was that sort of thing. Lots of little bright trinkets that you don't need, but you buy because we're magpies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the massive Universal store that's there now is awesome.
You
I
think
love
so?
It.
I don't like it.
I'm there all the time.
We go in it because you feel like you have to. But as far as like finding what you want in there, it's not the stuff generally that I'm looking for, theme park wise, isn't the stuff that they've got in there. It's like the most generic. And I guess that's the point. It's for the people coming out of the park and going, oh crap, I forgot to get that Harry Potter shirt or that Simpson or whatever it might be. It's the lowest common denominator theme park merchandise. So I understand why it's there. I think it's going to be cool when they open the Potter section this year with a butterbeer bar in there, which is, I mean, why they've taken so long to have butterbeer in CityWalk is crazy.
Yeah.
Because they'll make a killing on it.
Yeah, they will.
The Epic Preview Centre, I'm going to say it again, I'm so disappointed with that Dark Universe merch. I do not like the aesthetic of it at all.
I know.
You don't like the $70 action figures?
It's not that I don't mind. It's that blue.
They see you in the fog. That's what it
It's not
is.
the same.
No,
No,
but
I don't
that's,
like
every
it.
time I see it, that's what I think is my mug that says
That's what-
"See you in the
They
fog."
came out with a new lanyard. 'Cause I only know this because David Griswold picked it up this last trip, and it was different from the really dark that "See You in the Fog" kind of marketing, which is weird because you can almost like not read it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they have some stuff there that's new, but I get you. It's a little odd. I think they'll
I feel
figure
that
things out.
green would have been a better
It's
fit.
just strange. I don't like the fact
But-
as well. I find it weird that they're selling merchandise for a park that's not open.
It's creating hype.
It's weird.
It's not. It's business.
I find it strange. I wouldn't buy anything from there because, like, I'd want it from the park. That's the
Yeah, you want the souvenir of your
No,
trip.
Yeah.
No. Think about it. Yeah, you want a souvenir. You're going to buy that too. Whereas, like, this last trip, Alexa picked up for her and myself just an Epic t-shirt, right? What is your most favorite land you're going to want to go to? You're going to want to buy a shirt from that land. So you're walking into the park with that shirt, rocking that
That's
merch.
true. Yeah.
I'm not though because I don't like that merch.
Well, that's
Okay,
Pick a
well,
different
you're
favorite
one
land.
person. I think there may be a couple others that may like it.
I
right.
want going off topic. I want at some point for the four of us to go and get UUOP logo tattoos at Hart and Huntington's.
Oh,
People talk about Pick being a weird fit for CityWalk. Is Hart and Huntington's not a weird? Who's getting a tattoo on
Plenty of
CityWalk?
people get tattoos on CityWalk,
I
actually.
mean, it's the
Isn't it
vibe.
busy? I feel like it's always busy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And also, I
Yeah.
think it's a really good fit because Universal is the edgy park
Yeah.
over Disney. So it's showing that it's like, we're not kids resort.
It's really tucked away as well, though. Like
Well,
if
yes,
you're
Yeah,
because
no,
they do still
100%.
have to, because there are laws and age restrictions and stuff like that, they're not going to have that front and centre.
What is the minimum
You know.
spend there? Does anybody know?
$1 million.
is the one. Will they- I don't
There's
know.
a minimum
I
spend.
don't know,
at
but
every
here it
tattoo
costs an
shop.
arm and a leg.
If anybody listening has got a
Sorry, I amused
tattoo at
myself.
Hart and Huntington's, please get in touch because I'm intrigued.
We're trying to get lower back tattoos of UUOP.
Tramp
We're
I
trying
don't
to figure
want
out
tramp
costs.
stamp.
Yeah.
No.
So one of the weird things about that place, and correct me if I'm wrong, they can't do any IP stuff, right?
No.
Why?
Licensing.
Licensing, yeah. Like I don't think they can do like put the Grinch on me.
Then what the hell are you getting?
Tattoos.
I'm not going there then.
I wouldn't anyway.
That's weird.
You can slip a little extra money and be like, just do it.
That's weird. Definitely, if anyone's had a tattoo there, get in touch. I want to know what you've had.
It costs between $100 and $200 an hour, depending on what you're having.
It's about normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
you looked it up?
Yeah.
I think shopping at the park has become very, very much. It's just a picky stuff up that you missed in the parks.
But also for people who are repeat offenders, like many of us, how much your first trip you spend a fortune, your second trip you still spend a fortune.
We don't spend anywhere near
because
as much
for most people, like we said and say every time, it's a once in a lifetime trip. And like we're on our 500th one coming up soon.
11.
So it's got to the point now where it's like I don't really need the stuff anymore. I'll buy something to commemorate, like for Christmas, I like to have a bauble for the tree.
A bauble.
Yeah.
An ornament for the tree.
I do the pins every time there's a new event, right?
Yeah,
like
so-
Mardi Gras,
yeah.
Christmas.
Event stuff, yeah, I'll have something to commemorate that, but generic stuff as a rule, aside from I really like my zip-up hoodie and I want the other colour of it, I'm not really...
No, I'm not a merch person much anymore.
No,
It's
I don't
weird.
need
I'll
stuff.
get like Horror Nights. You'd always
I'd
want
rather have
something
extra
Horror
food.
Nights.
Yeah, but I'd rather have extra food.
I'm trying to think what I
Because,
actually bought on this
food.
last trip, merch-wise. Anything? Like other than, like you say, a Christmas ornament or a fridge magnet. I think I got my
Yeah, everything I've
Creature from the
got.
Black Lagoon hoodie.
Something that's
And that was
that
it.
I had noticed, which is kind of weird, right? So go back 5 years, maybe more, but you had an event, you had Mardi Gras, you had holidays, whatever. And I was always one to want to collect either some specific items, right? Whether it be like shot glasses or pins, like I said earlier. But there was a thing where this may be just me, but I felt like I could buy, like, here's all the main things of Mardi Gras this year, right? Here's the cup, here's the pin, and here is the hat, maybe. And fast forward to today, and this has turned me off from buying stuff now, where I would normally buy, where's the pin for Mardi Gras? Okay, here's the Mardi Gras pin, right? Now there's also the UUOP, UUOA,
Coming soon.
UUOP pin.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Plus
I
the
gotta get that because I'm a
shirt,
pass
And the
holder.
lanyard.
But then now there's
yeah.
also 3 other pins from
Yes.
the same event, and I feel like it dilutes. I know it's
Yes.
more variety, but I feel like it dilutes that. I got the stuff from this event.
Yeah,
Whereas like
it's
I
not
just
as
got these things, so
impactful.
I just pick a pin. I don't have that
Yeah.
same thing. When they had 2 pins, I'd get both. Now there's like 5. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get one. It's a very weird kind of mindset that I have now with how much merch they offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think last trip we actually did more shopping than we've done in a long time. I mean, having a 70% sale
Oh, I'd forgotten
really
about
helped,
that,
you know.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Which is
yes.
apparently going on again right now.
But that's stuff that we didn't need,
Yeah,
but
I'd forgotten
it was
about
stupid
that.
not
That's
to
why it's all
buy.
just sat on the bedroom floor upstairs.
No, just one thing is.
I think there's at least 2 up there.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, most of the restaurants have their own merch as well. I know Voodoo Donut does. Like Pat O'Brien's does. Other than
don't
that, I'm
know.
not quite sure. Yeah, Voodoo Donut does.
Yeah.
You can get mugs and all
I
sorts.
know
It's
you
pretty
can get
cool,
that
actually.
stuff.
They even have a lanyard at Voodoo Donuts.
But yeah, shopping's not. It's not what I go to CityWalk for anymore. And not that it ever was, to be fair.
No, it's just something to do while you're waiting for your table at Cowfish.
Yeah.
Oh, and FYI, the sitting fee for Hart and Huntington's is $400.
it's gone up now.
Jesus.
Wow.
Does that mean it includes a tattoo, or that's just to get a chair
That's the
spot?
minimum. Like, no, that's
All
just
right.
the minimum. Like,
Oh,
at the very
okay.
minimum, you're going to spend, like, if you just want to go in
I can
and get
get
like a
one there,
little teeny tiny tattoo, you
That's
don't
what
want to do it there.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not doing it there, no. Okay.
All right. Moving on. Entertainment at CityWalk includes the great movie Escape, Universal Cinemark, the Hard Rock Live, Hollywood Drive-In, Mini Golf, and Rising Star.
I feel like this has definitely come on leaps and bounds since CityWalk first opened. The Hard Rock Live's a weird one because it's not something a lot of people talk about. And I'll be honest, I forget it's even there. I know.
Well, I mean, it's just whenever there's a show that happens in town.
It's quite a lot,
right? That's just like a select nights, isn't it?
There's quite. You'd be surprised how many events are on there, though. I know. Didn't Darren and Nina go and see? Was it Hollywood Babylon or Jane Silent Bob Get Old? Well, I think it was Jane Silent Bob Get Old. No, I thought it was Jane Silent Bob Get Old. It might have been one of the two. Anyway,
because didn't they call in?
Nina sent an email in.
Yes.
Yeah, we won't go down
we won't go to that.
I know it embarrasses Darren, but it's not something I ever think. I look on the marquee as we walk past to see who's on. Most of the people I've never heard of, to be fair.
That's because you're old.
Oh. So I just looked it up. So right now, they've got. Well, dang, this isn't until March though. March 7th, Matteo Bocelli.
Who?
March 8th, An Evening with Larry the Cable Guy.
I've heard of him.
Wow.
March 9th, Howie Mandel.
Okay.
I know his name.
He's a comic. March 14th, Gary Clark Jr. with special guest Danielle Ponder.
Nope.
15th, Fame Orlando. Don't know what that is.
I want to live forever.
I mean, there's
Chris laugh.
What the heck is Cowboy Bebop?
Oh, it's a.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
It's a comic book anime thing. The TV series came out on Netflix a couple of years ago. It was alright.
All the nerds came out. Oh yeah, that I know.
I know. I was like, whoa, Cowboy Bebop live.
Yeah. Michelle's like, what the hell is Cowboy Bebop? What the hell?
I bet Krista knows what it is. Jen Blossoms, I know who they are.
Oh yeah. But again,
I don't think they're marketing that to CityWalk people though, right?
No.
It's just that's where it's happening.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna, on my stay here, let me go check out this venue. I think it's just a general thing.
So I'm on the hardrock.com website. But knowing how often I've been at Universal Orlando and have no idea what's happening there.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is terrible marketing.
That's what I'm talking about. Most people don't even realize it's there. And it's odd. Because they have had, I'm sure Shinedown have played there before, or Avenged Sevenfold, or someone I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was there then. So weird.
They must have something, there must be some reason why they're not allowed to advertise in the other hotels or hand out flyers to people when they check in. There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, because you never see Universal tweeting or posting on Facebook that don't forget Larry the Cable Guy's on at the Hard Rock Live. You never see that.
Right.
It's weird.
No, I've never seen anything.
Very strange.
Gene Simmons Band. Ooh.
Oh, God. Something I know you guys haven't done, the Hollywood Drive-In Mini Golf, I adore.
Oh, I love
and I really want to do it again. We haven't done it for such a long time
expensive.
Because it is quite expensive, but it is a lot.
It's a lot of fun. I think we should all have a drink and then go do it.
God, that could be fun.
I will reserve for a time that you guys are there. That would be the only way.
Honestly.
Well, then it's happening. It's awesome. I love the.
It was actually pretty fun.
Oh, you have done it, Michelle?
Yeah, I did the Ghostly Greens.
Yeah, the other one's better.
Yeah, the other one's
with Krista and Audrey.
Yeah, it is. I think the other side's better.
It's funny. It's the gags are,
but it is. They're really good golf. It
is. It's a great use of the space.
Expensive. It's a fantastic use of the space. To be fair,
apart from when your ball goes under the chain link fence and onto the road.
That before.
Sounds painful.
But
it was.
It's just, I mean, it forced the hand to put it where it is, but just think about it from a marketing point of view, that pretty much everyone walking into Universal Orlando has to walk past those mini golf courses.
Yeah.
Apart from the people staying in the main hotels, every other person's coming in past it.
They should pay people to act playing golf on there, because you rarely see anybody on it.
Because it's usually during the day.
I know, but if you see people playing that, you're more likely, psychologically, you're more likely.
Because I know when you play,
I'll volunteer. I'll go and play golf for a few hours.
They give you a scratch card and you can win up to 50% off or a free game or whatever it is, extra as well.
Oh.
I mean, the Great Movie Escapes, Chris, something you've done, and I know.
I like the bar.
I think it's very telling.
Yeah.
as who we are that Michelle, Tracy, and I haven't done it and haven't really expressed any sort of real interest in doing it either.
And we are huge escape room fans as well.
It's
Me
such
too.
a weird thing. It's like
But
we were
that's the
there.
problem is it's not like it's not a challenge. That's from what I've heard.
Because it's not an escape room, from what I've
Not
heard.
an escape room.
No, it's
Like an
a
experience.
walkthrough.
And I
mean,
love it.
it's super cool to see, but it's $20 too expensive for what it is, and like the replay factor, there is none.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, I go to that every trip since it's been open. We go to that bar at least once because that bar
cool.
is a hidden gem inside CityWalk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is some of the best cocktails anywhere in CityWalk.
There's never anyone
great
there.
pricing. Never. That's exactly what I'm trying to get to, where that's the only people that are there. It's for the bar.
Yeah.
When this last trip, we were there having a drink, and I didn't see any escape rooms come out
It's so sad.
on a Saturday.
Because when we heard about it, we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, it's just what CityWalk needs. It suits CityWalk, an escape room. Fantastic. Love escape rooms. Perfect. But then we did talk about it a lot through the course of them announcing it and opening it. How do you make something that suits an escape room that suits all parties? Because you're going to get those people who've never done one before, but then also those people who've done a crap ton of them. How do you make it challenging for everyone?
Well, just like any other escape room facility, you have several different rooms and they're different levels.
Yeah.
So you pick one based on how hard you want it to be.
Well, the answer is they don't do an escape room.
But it's not an escape room, so why not name it what
That's
it is?
the problem.
How about just the great movie
Experience.
Yes.
experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah, drop the price, and you know what? I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go and do that. That sounds really cool.
Yeah,
Get to see the props and some stuff like that.
And word of
Great.
mouth is huge nowadays, isn't
Unfortunately,
it?
it
And
is.
I think, if you'd have gone in as an experience Back to the Future, like, all right, cool, and you go through and you kind of interactive thing, you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. But to call it an escape room, I think that's
a
where people
misnomer.
have gone, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
At $30, I think, like Tracy mentioned earlier, I think it's worth it at $30 for sure, because again, you're seeing some very, in my opinion, probably the most highly themed, again, not an escape room. It's some of the highly themed things you'll see there, and you get to have some fun. You're with your group. $30, go do that and have a drink after.
Yep.
But at its price point, and then you have, people that are in the escape room community that do this. Like, people love doing that. This is going to them off.
Yeah, which is why I have not gone to it.
Well, it's that thing as well of it being, is it 8 people or 6?
Then you can do 8.
So you've got potentially, like, if Tracy and I are going to go, everyone we know at this point is going to be like, I've done it, or I'm not interested.
Yeah.
So we're then getting stuck in with 4 or 6 other random people, which I don't really want to do.
Ooh,
so
we can't
there's
do
that
randoms.
with it as
Ew.
well. So it's
Again, and if it was $30 and you asked me, I'd go, do it again with you.
Yeah, the thing, what I think would have been a much better use of that space in hindsight, of course. Like, if this had been great, then you'd have been like, fantastic. Like, when they announced it, it was like, perfect.
Yeah, we were excited.
I think a permanent Halloween Horror Nights house would do much more. So basically take one of the things that they're doing at Horror Unleashed in Vegas and put one of them in there that you can change out every year. But with let's be honest, the Horror Nights houses themselves are incredibly well set up. Let's do something that's permanent, which means the standard of it could be even better. I mean, yes, it's difficult because you look at the one in the one that used to be at Hollywood. You're relying a lot more on animatronics because your cost of that is going to be staffing your actors, and that's where the issue comes in. But I think if they did something like that, it would do much better than this, because then people know what they're coming into at that point as well.
I think an interactive Horror Nights house would even be better.
So something like the
You do
repository.
something like that. You pump the fog smell in there. If I'm at CityWalk killing time and I'm like, hey, I just kind of want to get a little reminiscent of Horror Nights, pay some money, go through there, have some interactiveness. Maybe some actors are in there or something like that. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that would do way better.
And imagine a Horror Nights bar, like the bar, but Horror Nights theme.
I mean, if you're talking have them swap it out every year, why not use the props from?
Well, because they generally use them in the next year's Horror Nights, don't they? But yeah. But
you could do, like, say the best performing house, the one that was voted.
True, yeah.
Take that over there, and then that's there for the rest of the year. Even if it's only up for 9 months, because then they're taking those bits out to reuse. You know that. At this point, I'm very disappointed we don't have it already. I would love a HHN museum.
Yeah.
Or take out like the best scenes from every single house, like a teaser of HHN, and just make it one like HHN 30.
Best,
you know,
like a Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters of Mayhem house. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah.
And have a little area with like some of the food as well, please.
Yeah. I mean, there's been rumours for a while that there's going to be like a comedy club in there, haven't there? Especially with the Saturday Night Live stuff going into the Tonight Show at store at the moment as well. But
I just realised we've got a Today Cafe and a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Have we got anything morning or afternoon?
No. But then you've got the cinema. You've been to the cinema. I haven't.
Yes, I've been to
Michelle,
cinema.
have you been to the cinema?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
It's not something I would ever think about.
So when we went down there for the hurricane. We were there for like 8 nights.
You went down there for the hurricane.
We did.
Yeah, but you made it sound like that's why you went. When we went down there for the hurricane.
We had reservations for that week already. But yes, I added on 2 nights to our trip so that the hurricane wouldn't derail my trip. So yeah, we went down for the hurricane.
Cinema, isn't it?
We went down to ride it out, but the cinema was really nice.
Comfortable.
Actually.
Yeah, I was quite impressed.
Okay. And then Rising Star obviously is phenomenal.
Ugh, love it.
I can't
so
believe,
much fun.
Even though I'm not a big drinker and I certainly do not have the confidence to get up to karaoke, that night we were in there was a really good night.
They make very good old fashions.
I don't trust my wife in there though, because she had another tab open after mine, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Rumor says that tab's still open till today.
Better not be. I'm still a bit annoyed at Gillian over that whole night. Why? I will tell this story on the behind the scenes. Someone remind me of Gillian and Rising Star, and I will tell that story on the behind the scenes episode, because it's funny. It reared its head again last week. I'll explain why later.
Okay.
It's in the notes.
Well, get us there now. We need an ad break so we can get to the after
the
show.
Juicy
That's
stuff.
true. Well, let's take a quick ad break and hear from our sponsor.
I wish to go to South Korea.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Welcome back.
Yeah, of course, the main reason that you go into CityWalk at this point is food. It's funny. I want to do an episode at some point.
Well, it's to get to the parks, to be fair.
Of how much CityWalk, like what CityWalk was, say 13 years ago compared to what it is now, because obviously like in 2011, they went through that major where they closed a lot of the things that were there and opened a lot of the stuff there now, and it's a very different place restaurant wise than it was 15 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But quick service options, we've got Starbucks, but Cinnabon, which is currently being moved to a new location because it was. Seth mentioned it on Little Things last week. He said it's going to be a stand, but a permanent stand next to the Shoreline Bar. Is it on CityWalk? It's one of those wooden, like permanent stand things. There's Cold Stone Creamery, Bend the Bow, Bread Box, Burger King, Fat Tuesdays, the Lone Palm Airport, Moe's Southwest Grill, Panda Express, Red Oven Pizza, and of course Voodoo Donut. And there's quite a few of them we have not tried.
There's quite a few we have.
I missed one off there, actually. Menchie's isn't on there either, because we haven't been there.
Oh, yeah.
That's there.
Yeah, not done Cold Stone, not done Bread Box yet. I've never ever going to Burger King. Haven't done Fat Tuesday. I haven't been to Lone Palm Airport.
Moors we've done.
Yeah, I haven't done Panda Express.
You have not?
I've done Panda Express, just not that one. And I won't ever do that one either. You haven't done that one.
I haven't done that one. I thought I'd done that one. It was just
I have
Moors
this conversation all the time with David Griswold. We have 1,000 Panda Expresses here at home.
Mm-hmm.
One at Universal slaps differently.
Does it really?
Oh my God. For some, I don't know if it's just because you're at the theme parks. It is just so much better. I eat Panda at the mall by my house. I'm like, this sucks. I eat it over there. I'm like, life-changing.
I mean, come on. Panda Express orange chicken. There is
chicken
nothing like it.
We usually get it at the airport.
We do.
If you want to talk about the shining gem in CityWalk as far as fast foods, like quick service, Red Oven, I don't think can be beat.
No, I love Red Oven.
Quite honestly.
I've never tried Red Oven.
Really?
What? Oh my God, Michelle.
Michelle, were you not with us when we went there?
Because the cowfish magnet drags her in. That's what the problem is.
So after we came out of the bar for Tracy's party in the escape room, we went to Red Oven. We all grabbed pizzas and then went to the Green and Red Coconut Club.
Oh, okay. That's why everybody had pizza boxes.
Yeah, because we all done
that's right. You got there late. Yeah.
So good. So good.
Tracy
They are
had
really
a
good.
triple old fashioned.
I did. They brimmed that. That was amazing.
But again, I say the Today Cafe is the best value bang for your buck food wise on property. I think Red Oven's a close second behind it because it's not expensive. The food's really good. It's relatively quick as well.
Yeah. And you can watch it every stage being made.
I really like it.
Staff are great as
And
well.
you can order it into Rising Star. Don't forget that.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Which is awesome.
Which we did.
So good.
Because I remember Lee being very surprised. This is why I had my separate tab.
I mean, as far as Burger King and Moores and Panda Express go on, if you're doing those, you're kind of missing out, really. I understand why they're
sometimes you just want something like that.
But Breadbox is the one of those that I'm so desperate to go to.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good at...
It was okay.
It's okay, yeah. It's nothing life-changing. It's not as good as Panda Express there.
When was the last time you were there, though? Because they completely revamped the menu about 3 months ago.
Oh, no, it hasn't
5
been
years
3
ago,
months.
maybe.
No.
They literally
Breadbox,
changed
last
everything.
year
Breadbox.
sometime.
Yeah, only a few months ago because we covered it.
You can tell they don't listen to Taste of Universal.
Talk about
No,
support.
I remember that.
See, I mean, we could just go for the let's try and kill Tracy. We'll go to Breadbox and then we'll go to Cold Stone because we've got the gluten and we've got the lactose, and then it's your problem later.
See, if I'm going to Cinnabon, I'm going to one in Islands anyway.
It's been a long time since we've had a Cinnabon, and I do like.
As much as I love Panda and Moe's, Burger King, meh. I would be totally fine if they took them all away and just came up with some original concepts.
Yes.
Kind of like how they did with Dewsums. Like just thematically do something else.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very weird to have a Burger King there.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's been there for a lot. They've been there for a long time, though. They survived the sort of culling of everything leaving.
I need to look something up. I need to just quick go into my photographs.
It's like Bend the Bow. I love that it's there, but it's not great. I'm surprised it's survived, especially like obviously when we did Bow Picker Bow Bow, which seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
So many people went up there for the first time and didn't even realize where it was.
Yeah, because it's in a terrible location.
It is. Because didn't it used to be a sushi place?
Yeah.
Well, Bend the Bow. Yeah. I say I wanted that to be so much better than it is.
It was all right. It's expensive for what it is, and it's all right for like a once or a twice. But like we only went there purely because we were doing the thing for the show. I don't think I would have. Maybe would because we Korean stuff. We probably would have tried it with it being Bao. But
I love for a while we were just going in there and grabbing just the brisket one, go straight up the stairs, grab a brisket, bao, and then eat that on the way to the parks. Right, that was like a quick little snack, kind of thing. But it is kind of out of the way, and I think the other thing that hurts it is its lack of traffic, and because of that, the food gets kind of stale tasting throughout the day, right? So it's not revolving enough to have that freshness going on there. So the last couple times I remember us going there, I think it's supposed to have like a crispy something in there. It was kind of more soggy.
Yeah.
And the meat was a little dry. And I'm like, yeah. And there was nobody there. It was just us ordering. So I can see why that's happening, but it's like, I guess, a double-edged sword.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've got Voodoo Donut, which I love being there. And I want to love the donuts. I really do. But every time I've had one,
you still haven't had the apple fritters. Chris, tell about the apple fritters. Tell him he needs to try them.
You need to try them.
Yeah.
It's
Chris's fault. Yeah.
I still stand by now. The best one I've had was the first one I ever had, and that was the Voodoo Doll.
I didn't like the chocolate fondant. It was meh.
The orange creamsicle one is fantastic.
Really? I thought it was bland.
Oh,
I like the blueberry cake one.
Yeah, Tracy got the orange creamsicle.
The blueberry, that one's the old-fashioned one, right? Is it the blueberry?
Yeah.
Is it a ring donut?
So
just
good.
a regular blueberry.
It's just a cake
but it tastes delicious.
So good.
The pina colada one was the best one ever, and it was seasonal, and they haven't done it since.
I haven't seen them do a lot of seasonal ones recently. They did, didn't they, for the longest time? They did like a Horror Nights one and a Mardi Gras one, and then they did like a Grinch one for Christmas. It was Sour Apple, and they would do Horror Nights ones every year. I don't feel like they've done them as much as they used to.
Yeah.
The last one I had was the Memphis Mafia, and it was more like a cake donut. So I
like the cake ones.
I prefer just a proper donut, quite honestly. A jelly donut is. I've come to the realization of that's what I like.
Or just a good old plain jelly donut.
Yeah, that's why I like the Voodoo Doll.
I've been telling you this for years that you can't beat a classic donut.
Because I know they've just changed all them as well, haven't they? I know you'll probably talk about it on the next Taste of Universal because they're all vegan based now, aren't they?
Almost all.
Oh, nearly all.
Almost all. Well, the vegan bit, it's toppings that are the problem.
I want them to bring the cock and balls over from the other ones.
Yeah.
It should be there. It should be there. It's a great addition, don't get me wrong.
No, it totally fits the aesthetic.
Completely. But then we talked about, didn't we, after going to downtown Disney Springs, Gideon's would have been a much better fit.
Gideon's is awesome.
Gideon's would have been awesome in there.
Yeah. I think Michelle's definitely got shares in them now.
Would it not, though? I mean, think about it. It's perfect.
Yeah, the dark.
It's Horror Nights, isn't it? It's just, it would have been perfect.
Using the word aesthetic. I know.
But again, quick service stuff isn't.
So Gideon's is one of like my favorite things at Disney now.
Mm-hmm. And you've been once.
It's like, but it's like horror. It's like Horror Nights, but at Disney, finally.
Yeah.
I
could have spent
a fortune
in there. The hour line always turns me off.
It's worth it, Chris, quite honestly.
Honestly, you get talking to to people in like with staff in the line and stuff, and it flies by.
Well, speaking of which, Michelle, who we were talking to, I've got her lined up to come on the show at some point soon because she just did a recent panel at MegaCon on the science of theme parks. And I'm like, that sounds like something we should have you on the show to talk about. And she's super excited about that, so that'll be cool.
Cool.
But yeah, as far as quick service, quick service isn't, if we're eating on CityWalk, it's generally not quick service stuff anyway.
No.
But I do want to go to Breadbox. I'm a huge sandwich fan.
We'll do that next time.
The plan was to do it last time.
I really want to do Cold Stone, but obviously having the tummy issues.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have something that's lactose free. Surely.
Yeah, but it'll be.
They do something with oat milk, or because I know oat milk makes good ice cream.
We go in there every time, every trip, I should say.
Yeah, but generally, if we're eating, it's sit down meals for us.
Well, speaking of sit down meals, let's go to full service dining.
Let's do that.
So there you can find Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium, Big Fire, The Cowfish, Antojitos, Bob Marley's, Bubba Gump, Hard Rock Cafe, Margaritaville, NBC Sports Grill and Brew, Pat O'Brien's, and Vivo Italian Kitchen.
There's only two we haven't eaten at.
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say I don't think there's a bad option there. Really. I wouldn't set foot in Margaritaville if it was the last restaurant left on CityWalk open at this point. But
I will not take Jimmy Buffett slander here.
I've told you, the last time I went in there, I didn't even get what I ordered. And
they were very disinterested in.
It was not great.
No service is bad in there. I will agree with you on that.
But then it's like that.
But I would go in for the nachos because
holy shit, on nachos are amazing. But if you like Hard Rock, Bubba Gump, and Margaritaville are like, I'm surprised they're still there. Well, Hard Rock, obviously. And I do like
they just have
Bubblegum.
so many other locations. Like it's...
Yeah.
That's why I would never bother with the Hard Rock. Because it's like I can go to I've been to a Hard Rock elsewhere. So it's like
almost the same menu like everywhere you go.
It's exactly the same.
It's
but
just
yeah,
the burger
they usually have like a signature burger, don't they? Yeah. Because we went to the one in Edinburgh and they had a burger with haggis on it. It was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Although the Hard Rock breakfast that they have is really good.
Okay.
Oh.
Breakfast.
Now we do like breakfast.
Breakfast on CityWalk isn't something that you really... There's nowhere really
Cinnabon or something from
there isn't anywhere
Starbucks,
really.
isn't it?
Such as I think the
but if you want like a
Toothsome
legit
don't do
breakfast, Hard Rock Cafe does have a good one.
Okay, that's worth knowing.
Yeah.
Some as well, though. We went there. I don't know if it was breakfast or brunch.
I was going to say, you don't get up before
brunch. They do brunch.
They do a brunch, right?
No, because
they open like at 10 or 11.
Yeah, but do you not remember when we were supposed to be going to Toothsome on our Mardi Gras trip? And we were trying to pull it forward because it was freezing and we had it booked for 8 o'clock. And you rang up for me to change it. And they were like, we've got you down for 8 a.m. And we were like, what?
Yes.
We've got
they
you
weren't
down
even
for...
open at that time.
Exactly. It's like, what the hell? Toothsome is somewhere that I have really come round to because that first experience was not great. I really like it in there now.
Yep, I love it.
I'm kind of like still on the fence because I don't like any of the stuff that everybody else raves about. I really enjoyed one dish and then they took that off. I liked another dish, they took that off. If they take the thing off that I've just discovered that I inhaled...
Oh, you really did. Like we barely the rest of us had barely picked our knives and forks up and yours had gone.
Trying to even remember what it was.
Was it meatloaf?
It was a wild...
the meatloaf is still there.
Well, it was wild mushroom and something meatloaf.
Gone.
It was phenomenal.
Chris, I'll tell you why
and
Tracy
Tochos.
likes There you go.
Tochos.
Yeah.
I had to share Tochos. I was not a happy bunny.
They are good.
They were so good.
But again, going down that route, Cowfish. Anyone who's been listening to the show since 2015 will know we had
Gate?
The worst experience.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't get any worse.
I've never had an experience that bad at a restaurant anywhere ever.
I have never. No, that was the first time I complained. Well, the second time was at what's Michelle's favourite hotel called? Portofino.
I would say Cowfish is now my favourite restaurant on CityWalk. Like, I want to work my way through all the bagushi.
Vivo's my favourite.
I do like Vivo when I can stay awake.
Just to give Cowfish a little more credit, we went there, as we always do every trip, this last one. And one of the big complaints that I had was shrinkflation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's an official change or something. I even mentioned to the waitress, because Alexa and I noticed immediately all the portions got back to their original size.
Okay.
Which is fantastic, because I was getting burgushis, because that's all I get every time. So I know exactly how big they should be. I know how many pieces. Like, I know it down to a science. And they were much, much smaller during this, last COVID era period of smaller portions, more money. And it looks like they got back to like the normal size. Even the appetizers, her sushi that she got, like a lot more portions than we got before. So just calling that out. I hope they keep.
Okay.
Well, I've never noticed.
I'm not allowed to get my usual anymore. I've got to expand, apparently.
No offense to who we normally go with, but our best meal there was with Michael and Summer ILO.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I'm going to humble brag that we got to go there with Mike and Summer, and it was so awesome. Antojitos is one of those places that every time, like, we'll go and it's fantastic, and then we'll go again, and it's like, and then we'll go again, and it's fantastic, and then we'll go again, and be like,
Hit or miss. It really is.
Yeah.
I've had always good experiences there. I love their food.
Our last experience was not great. But then again,
we were seated badly. The menu had been changed so much, I couldn't actually find anything.
It was
any one thing that I would eat.
Flouters had gone, hadn't they?
Yeah, flouters had gone, and everything else was like really spicy. And I like spice, but I like to taste my food for the next few days as well.
Yeah.
And I ended up being recommended something, and
you got like a trio of something.
It was a trio, and I did ask. I don't want anything too spicy. I want flavour, spice over heat spice. and I can eat spice, and this was too hot for me. And yeah, and we were also seated in a really bad place. It was right next to
the kitchen,
basically
really,
the kitchen,
and
basically where all the cutlery and everything is kept, and it was just so noisy.
Noisy it was. That's a noisy restaurant, to be fair. Even at the best
It is.
of
That
times.
was, and it felt like because we were behind a wall as well, we couldn't see the rest of the restaurant.
It's a strange one.
That's a bummer because that restaurant also is inside is one of my favorites only because of how grand it is.
Yeah.
And that big roof. So especially if you're getting like a blocked view or something that doesn't really let you see that, that is definitely a bummer.
Yeah. So I'm not in a hurry to go back there.
No, and Big Fire is another one. Again, we've been twice, and the first experience was really good, and the second one was kind of eh. So I do want to give it another go.
That tells me it needs a third.
Yeah,
same here. Shot. Like we haven't had a very good experience there, really. I'm willing to go back, and every time we want to go, I'm like, okay, let's go try it. We look at the menu, and we're just
it's that
not
type
really
of place.
turned on by it. It's a weird one.
Yeah. Michelle, have you eaten
I just
there
recently went there.
Yeah,
Krista and I went there. It was during opening weekend of Horror Nights, and it's really pricey for what I got.
But that's the thing, right? That's what turns us off as well, because you're paying a good amount of money.
Premium prices.
So not only should it taste good, and I remember the last time, and again, this is going back to shrinkflation era, especially at CityWalk. I remember it was maybe a year ago, a year and a half. I met up with the Coopers, had a meal, and some people I know, all of our portions were tiny as well. So I'm paying a bunch of money for a small portion. The meats were kind of dry. I think I got like a burger or chicken. I don't know.
I had the burger last time and it was dead dry.
Dry, yeah.
I mean, I splurged for the steak. Like it was like a really expensive fillet, and it was. I mean,
I feel that the last time we went with friends of ours, Mr. and Mrs. DeGenova, and we had their young Harley with us, and because she was like 3 or 4,
no, younger than that,
whatever.
She's only about that now.
We were like, oh, can we have a high chair? And they stuck us in the kind of, like the glass sort of outhouse that's round the side.
Like by the bar?
It's kind of.
Yeah,
like
but
that little like sidebar.
Yes.
Yeah, but with the plastic wrap.
That's where they chucked us, and it's like, oh, they've got a baby. They don't want to put it. We don't want to put you in and piss everyone else off who was in the restaurant. We're going to stick you around the side, and it was weird. The server was not very nice either. No, she wasn't. And yet, to be like the first time
first
we went,
visit,
Andrew. This is how good our server was. 2019, and I still remember our server was Andrew. He was amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
But you see that. I feel like the experiences that we're talking about here aren't things that we should be talking about, or at least complaining about, in the sense of you're going to a theme park, you should have top level service every single time.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're paying a premium. Like we shouldn't be, this one time was good, but the other time was bad. Like, no, it should be good.
It should be consistent.
Well,
it should be it should be consistent. This is not new. It's been around.
Yes.
The food should definitely be consistent.
That
should not be, service. I get people can have a bad day,
but absolutely.
Yes.
But at the same time, based off of what your guys, what you're saying and my experiences as well, it's not just every now and then. It just happens, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe clamping down a little bit more, maybe a little more training, maybe a little bit more, I guess training would be the main thing there to have a consistency. I think we need that.
I think a lot of the issue at the moment was that from knowing friend of the show, Nicole, who used to work at Antojitos, that when COVID happened and they closed the parks down, a lot of the people got let go, and a lot of them were restaurant people for CityWalk. So that when CityWalk reopened, a lot of those people had moved on and got jobs elsewhere. And I know they were struggling to find staff for those restaurants at CityWalk, and I wonder how much that's had an impact on things over the last 5 or 6 years.
I'm sure a lot. I mean, to be a good server is not easy.
No.
That is a difficult job to be good at it. Not to serve, to be a good server.
Yeah.
Yes, because you've got to be.
It's all about balance.
You've got to have that personality of knowing how to be fun with people who are there having fun, but then also be sympathetic and
You've got to be attentive
make things
without being
better
intrusive.
for people who are having a bad experience. They're the difficult. That's a good server, is dealing with people who are having a bad experience.
Look at V4, right?
I was just about to mention that.
So, and this hasn't put me off going. So our server was great. Which one did I order first?
Fennel. You got the sausage thing, didn't you? Like
was it
sausage ragu or
bucatini or was that the
something,
second one?
I can't remember.
I ordered a dish which had sausage in it, and I asked, does this sausage have fennel in it? Because I know it's a common thing. No, it doesn't. I'll go and check. It comes back, no, this one definitely doesn't have fennel in. Dish turns up. The pasta was great, the sauce was great. Get some sausage. Want to throw up. It's got fennel in it. So I called him over. And it wasn't a problem. They swapped it out. They brought another dish straight away. And
straight away as well.
The way they dealt with it, so apologetic. And I mean, by this point, though, I was like past eating and ended up getting most of it boxed up to take away, which it was great. It was great cold.
See, Vivo's one of those that I think I agree it's some of the better service in CityWalk, period.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And I think that the price point in there is warranted as well.
Yeah, it's not expensive. I don't think 100%. It's expensive.
It's good sized portions. It's very hearty food. And when you get service like that, where you do have to,
the manager came out as well,
I won't say I made a complaint because I wasn't making a scene or anything. But it was dealt with so efficiently and with such care and understanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're always like that. I feel like 9 times out of 10, the service is out of hand, and we've had very rare instances where the food kind of got a little and the manager has been top notch.
Yeah.
Kind of how you're explaining. I think probably the best service in CityWalk.
Yeah.
Period.
And it's a real understated restaurant as well. Like walking through CityWalk, it doesn't stand out that it's there like a lot of the other ones do. It's weird. It's kind of tucked underneath Cowfish, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they have some really good wines in there as well.
Yeah, I do like that place.
Ooh, and a barrel aged Manhattan.
Oh my goodness.
But then
just barrel aged. Anything barrel aged, yes please.
NBC, I think, is a really good restaurant as well that not a lot of people tend to talk about.
I really like it.
I think it's one of those places that if you've got a family and you all kind of want something a bit different, like all the other ones we've talked about are very specific. It's like Mexican, or it's sushi or burgers, or it's Italian, or it's New Orleans, or it's like Bob Marley stuff, or it's like chocolatey toothsome stuff, or it's like
this is a good
fish, and it's got
a good
a bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Hard Rock is.
It has a huge menu, actually.
Huge, yeah,
and it's really good. We went there with Darren and Nina when we were over in December. I'm trying to remember what I had.
It was really good. French dip.
Our server was fantastic. He even went round because he knew it was Tracy's birthday. He got a card and he got all the staff to sign it and stuff. And it's like he didn't have to do that. And he brought like a dessert out for her and stuff. And he was really funny. Actually, he really was.
Again,
good.
He had that balance of being attentive without being intrusive. He knew when to join in with the banter. He knew when to step back. And like you were saying, Chris, that is such an art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people like that really do earn their tips.
I love the dynamic of having that big screen on the front of the restaurant as well, how much that adds to CityWalk. It's a really good place.
And they serve really good flights.
My favorite's the giant pretzel.
I still haven't had that.
I know we need to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
So
like
good.
We just break it up. That's our starter. Bread box is our main. Cold Stone's our dessert.
Because I mean, we've been and just sat at the bar
where's our drinks?
Do we need to do a progressive CityWalk dinner?
We should.
I think we should.
We should.
Yeah.
It's funny, someone emailed us the other day, Libby, can't remember what her surname was. She was like, oh, you mentioned a progressive dining thing. Can you tell me and point me in the direction of any podcasts you might have talked about? And I was like, well, we didn't actually specifically talk about it on a show, but you might want to go and listen to our live report from the park and then our one afterwards and explained it all out. So that was quite interesting. But that was, a progressive CityWalk dining experience. You could do so many, though. You could do more than one.
Well, speaking of progressive dinners, I mean, we've talked recently in our episodes about the next weekender and, how much work that is, blah, blah, blah. So just wanted to announce officially that I now have an assistant to help me with the weekender, and it's not Nicole. Oh. So shall I announce who my assistant is?
What are your child labor laws?
Can I take a stab in the? Can I take a stab in the jar?
She's child at heart, but she did reach out to me. She was like, "Hey, listen, I heard on the episode how you talked about how much work that is, and I would love to help you. Just let me know." Our very own Sonia Miranda.
Really? That was not who I was expecting it to be. Oh, that's cool.
I adore Sonia.
No, Sonia reached out. She's like, "I would love to help you." So I was like, "Hell yes, please."
Awesome.
It feels like forever since we've seen her.
It does.
I love
that's
Sonia.
Cool.
Yay!
Awesome.
So maybe we might have her sooner than later because I got some help now.
Cool.
Not that you guys don't help, but
we don't.
No, we don't.
You do too.
We throw all the things at you that we want you to do and just say, Michelle, make it happen.
We like, here's the ideas.
But yeah, CityWalk. Now I love, CityWalk has become somewhere that I want to and do spend way more time there now than we ever used to. And like I say, I would love to for the podcast at some point, just do we're going to spend the entire day at CityWalk and we've kind of did it with Eric, didn't we? Mm-hmm. We got there at 6 o'clock and we left at midnight.
Yeah.
We're restaurant
6 p.m. right?
Yeah, not 6 in the morning. Yeah, but we did a dinner at Pat O'Brien's.
We didn't close it out like we did that night.
We had a wander around.
Listen, you can kill 4 hours just in the speakeasy alone right now. So
yeah, it's funny. I was talking to Laura Tarleton, your friend, the other day, Chris.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I had quite a conversation with her on Facebook. She sent me some footage from the Cursed Coconut Club of the new magic that's going on there.
Yeah. No, I just to say I lost the card in all my receipts in my pocket. So.
Oh no.
With the amount of time that you spend in bars, Chris, is alcohol a line item on your and Alexa's budget? Because that must be a really large line item.
Next question.
It's probably akin to maybe if you moved some of the money out of that line item and into your Portofino Bay or Hard Rock Hotel line item. You might be a 1% or 2.
Yeah. See, I don't spend a lot of money. I'll wear the same shirt for 20 years.
Yeah, me too.
I spend money where I enjoy, and I enjoy nice drinks, and I enjoy spending time with friends and doing that. So that's kind of where, I'll stay at a Motel 6, but you'll see me catching a pretty big tab at Strong Water. Yeah. So.
And I'm the opposite. I would rather.
No, exactly. Everybody just kind of does it where they kind of have that satisfaction thing in there.
Exactly.
And I'm just poor.
It will be interesting to see, and I've alluded to this with getting an influx of people who are coming over for Epic Universe and potentially coming once that park closes. I wonder if there'll be any expansions to CityWalk to accommodate the potential extra people that are going to be heading over there to see because there's times when those restaurants are rammed. I know when we went to Toothsome with Andy and Catherine, we had a reservation for 7:30. And the couple in front of us were asking for a walk-up. We got there at 7:20, and they were like, yes, we can get you in at 9:15.
That's very common.
I was like, what the hell? So I think potentially some expansions coming within the
next couple of years. Well, there's not really much they can do. I mean, the size of the restaurant is what it is.
No, I don't mean to the restaurants. Adding extra things in there. Because there's got to be space somewhere.
I feel like if that was something, we would have heard even a fake rumor at this point.
Which we haven't, true.
And knowing that 10-year roadmap of things, I don't see how they would be doing that. I wish they would. I wish they would expand. They need to. They're going to lose a lot of business to iDrive.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the preview center once Epic's been opened long enough that it's we don't need that there anymore. Because surely they're not going to leave it there.
No, they surely wouldn't. There's no reason for it.
I wonder what they'll do with that, because it's not a very big space. It'd be interesting to see how long that lasts and what they put in there to replace that. It's funny to think that was the Universal Studios store for the longest time. It's tiny.
Mm-hmm. It's tiny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love CityWalk. Mm-hmm. Again, it's like the hub for everywhere. I love staying on those resorts that you can walk in at CityWalk because that getting through security is much easier. The water taxis, it's just got so much energy. I love going and sitting at CityWalk on a night with the Islands of Adventure lighthouse with the light rotating round, and then you've got the big screen at NBC.
Beautiful at night.
Yeah, and the water taxis coming back and forward. It's got so much going on, but it feels so calm.
One of my favorite things is if I catch it at the right time, you'll catch sunset happening. And if there's like a band or a dude just playing on the main stage, just sitting on those steps with a sunset happening, water, music, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. I think we pounded out all of the dining establishments there. So anything else you guys want to add before we move along?
No. Just for anyone who's visiting CityWalk for the first time, don't just treat it like a thoroughfare to the parks. There's so much to do, and it's all worth at least a glance.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
All right. Well, we want to hear from you. So send us your hilarious, how bad Fast and Furious supercharged jokes and your epic which stick gets your lick recordings to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Plus, don't miss out and join the amazing Producers Club community today at uuop.supercast.com. But that's going to end the show for us. So talk to you next time.
Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse, it's real. The podcast is over. So, the Magi want you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcast news and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us by emailing us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Silence! With your subscriptions, we shall rule for all eternity. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Not even the Magi can save you now. There is no escape. Your end shall be my beginning. Prepare yourself for your next trip by emailing Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the prepare to forfeit your souls. Check out the other podcasts on the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the newest podcast on the network, the Portkey Passport, our Disney-centric podcast. So hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would have enjoyed this podcast a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee.